I just keep getting lambasted by these picks all the time. So this time around, when Miami was playing New Orleans at Landshark Stadium in Opelika in South Florida, I said, this is going to be tough. So I was kind of nervous, to be honest with you, about this game. I'm like, oh man, what happens if New Orleans just blows them out of the water? But I had a feeling it was going to happen. I mean, I even mentioned it on the podcast. I said, Miami's going to give this team a tough time. They're already coming off a bye week. And New Orleans has already had such a big victory against the Giants. You figure they would be due for a letdown. And then all of a sudden, during the course of the first half, the Dolphins with partial Wildcat offense, partly Wildcat offense, partly good play by Chad Henne, and partly a good running attack. One big touchdown run from Ricky Williams, one big touchdown run from Ronnie Brown, both of them for 80 yards. All put together was a 24-3 lead at the half. Game was over. 24-3 at home against anybody. Even the Saints seemed like a game that for once would make me win a rubber game in Locks of the Week. I said, finally, I got a break. I was so happy. I was relieved, but I was tired. So I left. Waited for a bus, didn't get the bus, so I drove, parked, got a parking ticket. This after I only left for 3 minutes. 3 minutes to get change from the parking meter. Unbelievable. The stupidest parking ticket I've ever received in my life. I even told the guy that gave the ticket, you gotta be kidding me. I was gone for 3 minutes and I couldn't even get change? That's not fair. That's just unreasonable. And the guy was like, well, I already did it, so you gotta contest it. So fine, I've contested it now. Dude, if they don't drop that thing on the spot, I'm gonna be just amazed. Do you really not have anything better to do, Santa Monica, than be issuing parking tickets for a guy that sat in the parking lot for a total of 5 minutes? Give me a break. Anyway, I came home from that, expecting to see the Dolphins taking a knee and then sealing my Locks of the Week so I could be triumphant, having the best Locks of the Week season ever. But no! Instead of the final minutes and seconds ticking off on the clock, where Chad Henne and a bunch of guys were just standing there running a couple of plays to work off the 2-minute warning, instead, the New Orleans Saints are knocking on the door. What happened while I was gone? I mean, what happened? Well, what happened was the New Orleans Saints ruled off the run of their lives in the second half. They outscored the Dolphins 22-0. In the kind of fourth quarter that brings up memories of that Meadowlands miracle against the Jets. And the Dolphins had this huge 27-point lead, and they blew that. And then I'm watching the team, and it's within 8 points, and I'm like, no! It's just unbelievable. I mean, Drew Brees had the terrible first half. 3 interceptions in the first half. And, I mean, I had never seen him play so bad the entire year. It looked ridiculous. And I rightfully felt that, man, this is insane. It really was. But nothing was crazier than seeing the the New Orleans Saints come back from all that. Now, I didn't see how they got that touchdown at the end of the first half, because obviously that was the beginning of the whole comeback. And I didn't see the 14-10 third quarter. But I saw the end, and it was not pretty. I mean, they still had a chance, did the Dolphins, to seal this thing and put it away. They did. But, of course, they gave up the lead and the end, and now I'm just kind of hoping for some damage control. I mean, could they make one play on defense? I mean, what is the deal? They couldn't make a single play on defense the entire fourth quarter. None. That is terrible. I mean, every time Breeze suddenly came back, Shockey was amazing in the fourth quarter. That would be Jeremy Shockey, former New York Giant. And, I mean, where is this defense? I thought the Dolphins had better defense. And, people warn me that the Dolphins' defense is overrated. I know. But they looked pretty good in the first half. I don't know what happened. But I got to give a lot of people a lot of credit. Well, anyway, what happened in the rest of the game? Not only did the Saints take the lead, now I was worried about my luck. Because it was Miami Dolphins plus 6.5, and I'm like, geez, just take one play on defense. 1 3 and out, and we'd have had it. And it just didn't, they just couldn't do anything. They could not hold a baby in the fourth quarter. I couldn't get over that. So finally, the Saints run the capper. And of course, he had to throw on third down, and he had to throw to a guy, and it had to get run in for a touchdown. I mean, you couldn't have just thrown it away. I know it's his first year as a full-time starter, but this is stupid. Throw the ball away, man. You played so well the rest of the game. Why'd you make that one play in the fourth quarter? With minutes and seconds ticking down. I mean, at that point, I was just not even concerned about the Miami Dolphins winning the game anymore. I'm like, just cover the damn spread. 6.5 points is not a lot to ask, especially after that first half. But no, it had to be an interception, and it had to be run all the way back for a touchdown. Of course, you couldn't make a tackle. Well, far be it for anybody on the Dolphins to make a tackle on the guy. Oh, no, we couldn't ask of that. You were within 3 feet. No, let's not make a tackle. Let's just let him into the end zone. Just ruin Dave's locks of the week. I mean, can you believe that? You make one tackle. You throw out a foot. Throw your shoe. Do something. Make him fall down. And then maybe the Saints would have just kneeled on the ball. They're already ahead. Not as if they were going to try to pile it in. Just unbelievable what happened in this game. Final score, New Orleans 46, Miami 34. By the way, the Dolphins did still, even after all that, have a chance to cover the spread. With the Dolphins up by 12 points, a touchdown by with the Saints up 12 points, the Dolphins with a touchdown would have at least covered, and then I'd have been sealed there. But even at the very end, Ted Ginn Jr. just takes the ball. Oh, of course, you can't make it. You can't get on the end zone, even though you had your chance. Oh, everybody was a bunch of chucks in the fourth quarter. The whole team was chucks. Chuck steak the Dolphins were. Unreal. And then they lose by 12 after having blown them out in the first half, except the very end. There were 5 seconds left in the first half when the Dolphins were up 24-3. You just can't make this stuff up. If I tried, you couldn't make this stuff up. I just can't. What? Man. There you go.